morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday the 21st of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, relatively bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 18,408 to take a run at this first major resistance level sitting at 19,062. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from this morning's high, however, that was sitting at 18,899. So buying and extending crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of another extended rally, expect resistance at 19,500 to come into play. The second major resistance level sits at 19,465. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 18,005 into play. Buying and extended sell-off on the day should see Bitcoin steer clear of sub 18,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 17,351. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight narrowing of the bearish histogram supporting this morning pullback. So keep an eye on that. There could be a possible bearish cross. On the EMAs, however, we are seeing the 50 hold its ground on the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside ahead. So avoiding the pivot level and moving back through the morning high to 19,000 levels should bring resistance levels into play. Looking at Ethereum against the US dollar, it's a mixed start to the day for Ethereum. Going to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 498.74 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 426.42. Going to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from this morning's high, however, that's sitting at 518.92. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 542.4 and the 62% fib at 543 to limit any upside on the day. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 482.76 into play. Barring a crypto meltdown, should see Ethereum steer well clear of sub 480s. Second major support level sits at 455.08. Looking at the MACDs, we had a bearish cross this morning and a widening of the bearish histogram supporting this pullback. And on the EMAs, however, we are seeing the 50 hold its ground and move away marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside ahead. So keep an eye on the MACDs and the EMAs early on. Avoiding that sub 500 pivot level should support another run at that first major resistance level at 526.42. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar. Choppy start to the day. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 82.92 to take another run at the first major resistance level, saying at 85.66. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 85 levels, however. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 85.92 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level at 88.67 and resistance at 90 to cap any upside on the day. A fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 79.91 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should steer well clear of the second major support level sitting at 77.17. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bearish histogram supporting this morning pullback. So you need to keep an eye on that. On the EMA, we're also seeing the 50 begin to hold and flatten out on the 100, suggestive of some downside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot, break back through to 85 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and you could see sub 80s visited. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, particularly bullish start to the day here. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a slide through the pivot at 0.3196 to break back through that first major resistance level at 0.3419. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.34 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the morning high 0.34410 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended crypto rally, second major resistance level at 0.3535 would likely come into play. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level saying 0.3081 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.3s. Second major support level sits at 0.2857. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bullish histogram, but nothing indicative of a pullback this morning. 50 EMA is also pulling away marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside through the day. So break back through to 0.34 levels, and you've got 0.35 resistance levels in play. Failure to do that, and you could see sub 0.33s and that pivot level. Unlikely to see that major support level, however.